David, I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through. All right, mate. Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're going to have to run the news tonight. Now, don't worry. It's not hard, and I'm going to stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm going to give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens. Right, look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up and not down. Underneath that, you've got the screens. The one on the right is the broadcast screen. That's what the viewers are seeing at home. It's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle. That's the one you control. Now, the four small screens on the left show the different signals coming from the studio, and you can choose between them using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left. Don't worry, I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it up in no time. Now, have a look to your left. These plugs control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again. You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately, they go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain. Oh, right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk.
Take a look at what's coming up later on.
You can see a load of videotapes on the left. They're your adverts. Pick any three and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that, look up to the front again.
On four old ladies from East Grinching. That's followed at 8 p.m. by award-winning documentary series The Shape of Now, which tonight looks at the history of the knee-length sock. And
you should be getting a signal from the studio soon.
1971. Not one to miss. At 9 p.m, sit back and relax with multiple award-winning movie The Free.
When you get the signal, select screen 1 with the vision mixer and we're ready to go.
Oh,
Corn and mayonnaise?
Adrian Atkinson will be grilling his guests in Incisors, and tonight's
every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody.
Finally, at midnight,
You're trying to
it's the National Weather
Yet you
Report
persist.
before we
Going
say good
5,
night until
4.
tomorrow. But now, it's time to join Jeremy Donaldson for
Good
the National
evening,
Night
I'm
News.
Jeremy Donaldson. Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
Okay, all good. Next is going to be the throw of the news titles on screen 2. There'll be a countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Andy's totally independent. Buys and corners the flood independent. And corners the flood master. Sports fans everywhere. Top celebrators, popular sports fans Johnny Hans celebrators, popular footballer Johnny Hans every year. Wins sports personality a spoonful of sugar. And Meghan a spoonful of sugar. Star Lawrence Thunderclatch chatting about his new movie, Lawrence Thunderclatch. About his new movie, of course. We'll be going live to Advance headquarters. We'll be going live to Advance headquarters. Have to say on their historic party.
Right, button 2 in 3, 2, 1. Lovely, mate. Next thing is to throw back to Jeremy with button 1 when that globe in the middle shrinks down and vanishes. Here it comes. Switch to screen 1. Lovely, mate.
But first, the votes are in, and it's a decisive win for Advance. The votes are in, and it's a decisive win for Advance. With an astonishing 81% with an astonishing 81% of the popular vote in living memory. Is the biggest election win in living voters up and down the country. Advance appealed to voters up and down the country with their bold promises of permanent change. Of a severe lack of actual policies, of a severe lack of actual policies, and of being the opposition parties have all conceded defeat. The opposition parties have overwhelming mandate to Advance's overwhelming mandate. However, but have yet to appear publicly. Former Home Secretary.
Great, it's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you into it as well, but keep your eye on the clock. And 3, 2, 1, advert.
1 minute back, everybody.
Jeremy, I need you to fill after the ads.
I'm Alan
Wank
James.
snacks running late.
This is not a movie.
Personally, I wouldn't
This is
try to
not
confuse
some
it with any big
child's
words.
tale. This is not a dream. This
I thought
is
that was our little
reality.
secret.
This is the story of you and how you're stupid and asleep. It's about how you were promised the Elysian fields, but you ended up filleting Satan for the salty.
Wicked. We made it to the first outbreak. You're doing great, mate. But this is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multi-cam sequence, because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb. 1. Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long. 10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit just to keep it interesting. 3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience want to see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't you? Make it look like those. Might as well get screen 1 selected now. No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
Or Alan James is right.
We're coming back
in
from
front
the
of
break.
you.
Alan
Quiet in the
James.
studio.
Alan James.
Alan James.
Thank you so much.
James is right.
10
Alan
seconds, everybody.
I'm Alan James.
Coming to a city near you.
Going in
Check
5,
local press for dates
4,
and times.
3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Shock election winners. Later we'll be hearing from shock election.
Get ready to go to Megan on screen 4.
Is here the star of Megan stage and Is here the star of Megan stage and
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan
Megan?
will...
Get on screen 4.
And today, I culture correspondent. And today, I'm Shakespeare.
Right, go to Blunderclatch on screen 3 when she says his name.
By none other than Lawrence. To be joined today by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
People believe me when I tell you. I do hope people believe me when I tell you.
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours. May I say,
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
So you've just finished filming your latest
The
movie,
Medicated.
which is called
Yeah.
The Medicated. Wow,
The
what was that
Medicated.
like?
Yes.
Well, wow, what was that like?
Peter. Well, as I said to Peter. Peter Jensen, the director.
Give us a look at Megan's reaction.
Wonderful chap.
Lovely. Now back to Thunder Twat.
Worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. Worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. What a wild ride this has been. What a wild ride this has been. I really know. Do you know what, Megan?
Wow, that is fantastic. And
Am I right in saying that the character you play in this
am I
movie
right in
is
saying
quite
that
an
the
academic
character you
one?
play in this
Absolutely
movie is
right.
quite an
A
academic
scientist.
one?
Absolutely
Was that a
right.
challenge
A
at all?
scientist. What
Was that a
exactly are you
challenge at
implying?
all?
What exactly are you
But
implying?
seriously, yes, you're right. But seriously, yes,
departure from my last starring role. From my last starring role.
Rockman in Sergeant Brock Rockman.
You'll remember that
Bullet
that was a
Man.
true story. You'll remember that that was a fight for a love that surpasses one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others. For freedom. A love, of course. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but I think it's grossed over $1 billion. But
It's a role that
obviously
sleeves
who's
with
counting?
2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
So sweet of you
If I
to
remember
mention it.
correctly.
But I really
So
am not
sweet
in
of you to
it for the
mention it.
awards.
But I really am
although
not in it
those
for the
three
awards.
little statues
do take
those
pride of place on my
three little
mantelpiece.
statues do take
With
pride
all
of
the
place
others,
on my
I'm
mantelpiece.
sure. With all the others,
If you're not
I'm
doing
sure.
it for the
So,
awards,
if you're not
what is it
doing
then
it
that
for
drives
the
you?
awards, what is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan. A not easy to answer. Question, Megan. A not easy to answer. Like you. I'm afraid. Cut me. I'm afraid. And I will cut bleed. And I will bleed. That's how it feels. Often. Doesn't it? That's how it feels. Bleeding. Doesn't it? Giving. Bleeding. Suffering. Giving. For one's audience. Suffering. For one's audience. I suppose in the end I do it for the difference in I suppose in the end I do it for the people that I inspire. I do it for the people that I inspire. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change. Most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change. It looks like in the coming few months. It looks like in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result? What do you make of this historic election result?
Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed, historic election result. Indeed, historic is the word.
Isn't it? Very difficult. Difficult, isn't it? Very difficult.
I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, one should always strive not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Well, don't worry, he won't do it again.
You know,
Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
which opens next week from the
Right, they've swapped the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen, but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lod's Hemlock. My character, Dr. Lod's Hemlock,
could affect humanity's very survival.
Let's take a look. Exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
Oh, looks like Blunderclatch is really losing it in the studio. I'd love to hear what he's saying, but we can't find out now. We'll go to the Rushes room together once the broadcast's over.
I don't understand it.
Doctor.
I don't understand it.
It's not your fault.
You think I don't know that? You think I don't know that?
Nolan mustn't. Nolan mustn't.
Dr. Les, you Miss Flanagan. You Miss Flanagan.
I did it for you, baby. I did it for you, baby.
Dr. Hemlock.
All for you. We're gonna change the world.
Dr. Hemlock.
We're gonna change the world. Won't I listen to you?
Dr. Hemlock.
Won't I listen? Told me.
Dr. Hemlock.
But I didn't listen. Told me.
I'm drowning, Lance, you said. I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
You need to see this.
No, it's all too late.
Look at this.
The virus. The virus. The sterility. The sterility. This formula. This formula. This is the key. This formula. This is the key.
Yes, we can stop it all. Yes, we can stop it all.
We have to ask ourselves. We have to ask ourselves.
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in. Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words. As you probably noticed, the broadcast screen, here, is about 2 seconds behind the master screen, here. When someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up, like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button, or the spacebar on your keyboard, for as long as the swear word lasts. It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once. Just stay calm, and you'll get it. And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you gotta do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple. Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear. Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's set it now. As you turn it up, you'll hear the advert getting louder. Good. You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button lights up, count 1, 2, and hold it down.
And with more than 2 areas of outstanding natural interest, isn't it time your family...
Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live. That's too late. You can use the number buttons on your keyboard, 1 to 4.
3.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to advance headquarters. I'm told we can now go live to advance headquarters. Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury are about to make their acceptance address. Are about to make their acceptance address.
Shall I start?
Go for it, Pat.
Shall I start? Okay.
Go for it, Pat.
Thank you all for coming. And thank you all for coming. And what a
Where do I start?
They said we couldn't do it. They said we couldn't do it.
Every dirty low-down lying
every
southern
dirty
low-down lying southern bastard.
You saw right through there. You saw
I'm
right
sorry about the
through
language there.
Sorry
Sorry
about
about
that.
the
I've had a
language.
couple of celebrations.
Sorry about that.
I've had a couple of celebrations.
Coarser than a grin is funny. Coarser than a grin is funny.
Memorably. But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? To be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? You've heard us say that advance are not a political party. Advance are not a political party. When things are going well. A party is what you have when things are going well. You don't need a party. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. A team that can change things. A team that can change. But today is day one of a new future. But today is day one of a new future. Fairer future. A better. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich.
We should all be celebrating.
For them the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. For them the party's over. They should be putting their shit in pants on and opening their checkbooks. On and opening their checkbooks.
Again, not inaccurate, but not before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. To pass the Assets and Wealth Office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know this sort of problem. You know this sort of problem. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated community.
Tomorrow we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore. No more hiding wealth or creative accounting, trust funds or creative accounting. Unavoidable set of tax laws. Unavoidable set of tax laws.
Public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. I've got nowhere to hide. We revoke your passports. We revoke your passports. You want to leave like you threatened before the election. That's fine. Before the election. That's fine. You're going to pay first. You're going to pay up.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals to properly fund health and education, to properly fund health and education of us all, to raise the living standards of us all.
We'd have to raise billions. We'd have to raise. You'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours. That's absolute. So to you, posh twats.
So to you, who pay your pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs, to serve them drinks in their private clubs. The people whose children you raise. Advance have this to say to you. Advance have this to say to you. We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards. We will put the wealth of this country back. We will put the wealth of this country back in the hands of the people who created it. In the hands of the people who created it.
Today ends.
Yes. It ends today. It ends and tomorrow today. We'll start making it fair again. We'll start making it fair again. Promised we would.
Just like we promised we would. And until then, ladies and gents, we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Well, interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance. Interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance. And our apologies for the fruity language. And our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we got that blinked out for you in time. Hopefully we got that blinked out for you in time. Someone's going to be in trouble. If not, someone's going to be in trouble. So, as the country braces itself for new government, that's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under Advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
Right, looks like you've got it now. Thanks for all the help, mate. I've got to go. Ferry's about to leave. Probably won't be coming back. Job's yours, mate. Good luck.
We're crazy deal. We don't care if you've been naughty or nice. We got green sofas, red sofas, brown cushions, pink cushions. You've got a grey sofa. We've got a great sofa. In a grey, a brown, a pink, a yellow, a purple. Neil's deals are unreal. You've got people coming over at Christmas. You've got an aunt. She's going to leave a stain on the sofa. You don't want her sitting on this white sofa. She's going to have to sit on the dark sofa. This is the deal with Neil Appeal. You want to throw your money at us? We'll give you a leather sofa for a price that is just crazy. If you've got lightning striking, then strike whilst the lightning is hot. You've got a disused sofa. We don't care if it's smelly, stuck in front of your telly, full of welly. We'll take that shit away. Don't make a meal out of it, make a deal out of it. We got a big ass deal on a big ass chair. We've got white chairs, blue chairs, stools, inflatable chairs. This is a crazy deal with Neil Appeal. You don't want no lame ass chair, you want a great chair. We had a man come down the other day and he brought in his young daughter and he wanted her to have the best chair. We got those chairs, we got more of those chairs. We got tall chairs, chairs on wheels, wheelchairs. We got chairs for twins, chairs made out of steel, chairs that are a steal and a deal. We got those chairs. You want crazy? We got crazy. Crazy Neil's got crazy deals. You want a toilet? We can do you a toilet. We can do you a toilet next to a chair. We can do you a chair next to a toilet. Hell, we can even do you a toilet chair. So you come on down, you bring your ass, we've got it, you want it. You want it, we've got it, you want it. You pay us. You want it, we've got it, you want it. You want it, we've got it, you pay us.
When the programme's finished, you'll get a broadcast report. It's 3 pages. pages. This first page shows you how well the broadcast went. Each sequence and an overall grade. Remember, grades mean bonuses and they keep the boss happy. If you want to know more about how it went, select more info. If not, select continue to move to the next page. Right, this is an optional section for when you really want to understand what happened during the show. You've got a graph there showing you what the audience did. They're a fickle fucking bunch. And of course you can really drill into the details if you want to get better at making TV. I never came here, never once. Right, this is the important page. It tells you how much you're going to get paid and how much wealth you have overall. That bollocks at the bottom shows you the financial state of our main advertisers. But you don't own any fucking shares, you're a cleaner for God's sake, so why would you care? And it tells you the state of the world, tells you how well the government's doing, and down the bottom there, this one's important, tells you what Channel 1 currently thinks of you. In other words, what the boss thinks. Alright mate, welcome to the archive. This is where you can have a quick look back at what you've done and how it looked to the public. There's 3 sections: broadcast, rushes and adverts. Let's start with broadcast. Click on it now. Over on the left, that's all the broadcasts that you've done. Click on any one of them and hit load tape. Once it's finished loading, you can use the rewind and the fast forward at the bottom there to help you get to the bit you want to see.
Well, in a few moments, we'll be going live to tonight's national nightly news. But before that, let's take a look at what's coming up later on tonight on Channel 1. At 7 o'clock, it's the semi-final of the quotation game, and it's a nail-biting quiz tonight as a team of nuclear physicists take on 4 old ladies from East Grinching. That's followed at 8 p.m. by award-winning documentary series The Shape of Now, which tonight looks at the history of the knee-length sock and its importance during the Great Blackouts of 1871. Not one to miss. At 9 p.m, sit back and relax with multiple award-winning movie The Freedom of Being Colin, taking us all the way up to 11:15, where, as usual, Dr. Adrian Atkinson Blimey will be grilling his guests in Incisors, and tonight sees a return for leading economist Katie Brightman. Finally, at midnight, it's the National Weather Report, before we say good night until tomorrow. But now, it's time to join Jeremy Donaldson for the National Nightly News.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight. Moving on up, the election win that experts said just couldn't happen. Hopeful or hostile? Controversy as global megacorporation Remington's Fist buys Honest Andy's Totally Independent and corners the flowered market. Top chap. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hamsleeves wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Meghan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic victory. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News. But first, the votes are in and it's a decisive win for Advance. The landslide victory, with an astonishing 81% of the popular vote, is the biggest election win in living memory. Advance appealed to voters up and down the country with their bold promises of permanent change, but critics have accused him of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately vague. The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear publicly. However, former Home Secretary Geoffrey Jeffries has issued a statement in which he comments that we have all been seduced by the shiny wrapping paper, but have yet to see the contents of the box. Sounds like sour grapes to me, Jeff. After the break, Megan Wolf will be speaking to a man whose grapes certainly aren't sour, the international heartthrob and inexplicable box office sensation that is Lawrence Blunderclatch. And later in the programme, we'll be going live to Advance HQ to hear the co-leader's acceptance speech. That's all coming up after the break.
I'm Alan James. This is not a movie. This is not some child's tale. This is not a dream. This is reality. This is the story of you and how you're stupid and asleep. It's about how you were promised the Elysian fields, but you ended up filleting Satan for the salty crumbs. It's happening here. It's happening now. And it's all happening right in front of you. I'm Alan James.
Alan James is one of the country's most controversial columnists and speakers.
And they're going to take your poor sweet grandma, and you're never going to see those drivelling dentures again. Oh, grandma, look at their faces. That's not what cows look like. You call it the stock market. I call it the stuck market, because it's just another pole they've stuck up our collective... I don't care if he was once your nephew, Cameron! He's standing in the way of the truth!
Now, Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, is coming to your city.
I'm Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, the gospel according to Alan James, and the Alan James shall set you free. And now I'm bringing my message directly to you with my new nationwide tour, Alan James is Right, in front of you.
Alan James.
I'm Alan James.
Alan James.
Alan James is Right.
Alan James.
I'm Alan James.
Coming to a city near you. Check local press for dates and times.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance, but first our very own culture reporter Megan Wolf is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare to the Shotbot films. I'm very excited to be joined today by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear. I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among the greatest joys of my life.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Bless you.
So you've just finished filming your latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The Medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the Wrap, that's Peter Jensen, the director. Do you know him? He's a wonderful chap, he really is. I've worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. And you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that that was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others. A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
Oh, that is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding, giving, suffering for one's audience. I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire, the little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
And Today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. But I think I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, that one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Yes, well...
Sorry, I said fuck. I'm really apologize.
Well,
Sorry.
Lawrence, I believe you brought in a clip from The Medicated, which opens next week around the country. Lawrence, do tell us what's going on here.
I'd be delighted. This is a really pivotal scene where my character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
And
I don't understand it.
Doctor.
I don't understand it.
It's not your fault.
You think I don't know that?
Nolans mustn't think of Carol.
That's Dr. Lance to you, Miss Flanagan.
I did it for you, baby. All for you.
Dr. Hemlock.
We're gonna change the world, do you remember? If only I listened to you.
Dr. Hemlock.
You told me, but I didn't listen.
Doctor.
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
You need to see this.
No, it's all too late.
Look at this!
The virus. The sterility. This formula. This is the key.
We could stop it all.
Yes, we could stop it all.
We have to ask ourselves if we should.
Where can you get warm, sandy beaches, clear waters, and fine dining? Well, we're not sure, but here in St Bumley on the Taint, we've got a big hill and the bus comes twice daily. Visit picturesque St Bumley this summer and experience a holiday that's simply unlike any other. Come and visit the abandoned Spade Factory. Your kids will love exploring the old production line in relative safety. Grab your tetanus shots and come down today. There's no gift shop, but feel free to grab an old handle from the skip out the back. Or why not indulge your cultured side and visit some of our sites of historic interest, like the parish church, currently the subject of a thrilling police investigation, the old market, home of the fairly big cabbage, or the Hole. Hey, that's a nice hole. And after a long day exploring Bumley, you can relax in comfort in one of 2 communal tents. Or you could take advantage of our famous nightlife. There's a radio in the cafe, or on Fridays we gather to watch tramps fight. Come on, Harold, you scruffy old meth head. Only 85 minutes from the coast, and with more than 2 areas of outstanding natural interest. Isn't it time your family went Bumley way? And hey, if you come in the dry season, we've got a car park. St Bumley, on the Taint, naturally.
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advance Headquarters, where the 2 leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Shall I start?
Go for it, Pat.
Okay, well, thank you all for coming, and, well, where do I start? What a day!
They said we couldn't do it.
They certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying southern bastard they had against us, but you, the people, You saw right through their
Sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. Makes me coarser than a granny's fan.
Memorably put. But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party's what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day one of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their on and opening their dusty checkbooks.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know the sort of... Probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So, all school snobs have got nowhere to hide. And earlier today, we revoked your passports. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election? That's fine. But first, you're going to pay up. You're going to pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health and education. To raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said that we'd have to raise billions. But you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret shite. So to you posh twats
who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs, the people whose children you raise.
So they've got time to get fucked.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been, in the hands of the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes, it ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again, just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get...
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance, and our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we got that bleeped out for you in time. If not, someone's going to be in trouble. So, as the country braces itself for new government, that's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under Advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
Welcome to Crazy Neil's crazy pre-Christmas sofa and chair deals. It's a steal with Crazy Neil. We don't care if you've been naughty or nice. We got green sofas, red sofas, brown cushions, pink cushions. You've got a grey sofa. We've got a great sofa. In a grey, a brown, a pink, a yellow, a purple. Neil's deals are unreal. You've got people coming over at Christmas. You've got an aunt. She's going to leave a stain on the sofa. You don't want her sitting on this white sofa. She's going to have to sit on the dark sofa. This is the deal with Neil Appeal. You want to throw your money at us? We'll give you a leather sofa for a price that is just crazy. If you've got lightning striking, then strike whilst the lightning is hot. You've got a disused sofa. We don't care if it's smelly, stuck in front of your telly, full of welly. We'll take that shit away. Don't make a meal out of it, make a deal out of it. We got a big ass deal on a big ass chair. We've got white chairs, blue chairs, stools, inflatable chairs. This is a crazy deal with Neil Appeal. You don't want no lame ass chair. You want a great chair. We had a man come down the other day and he brought in his young daughter and he wanted her to have the best chair. We got those chairs, we got more of those chairs. We got tall chairs, chairs on wheels, wheelchairs. We got chairs for twins, chairs made out of steel, chairs that are a steal and a deal. We got those chairs. You want crazy? We got crazy. Crazy Neil's got crazy deals. You want a toilet? We can do you a toilet. We can do you a toilet next to a chair. We can do you a chair next to a toilet. Hell, we can even do you a toilet chair. So you come on down, you bring your ass, we've got it, you want it. You want it, we've got it, you want it. You pay us. You want it, we've got it, you want it. You want it, we've got it, you pay us.
Right, click on rushes and let's have a look at those. Right, this is the rushes route. It's pretty simple. The 4 screens you can see, they're going to show you the 4 signals you got from the studio during the actual broadcast. Difference is you can mute any combination of them so you can have a listen to the stuff you weren't allowed to show. Select the broadcast and give it a go, and when you're done listening to the backstage secrets, hit back.
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know, seafood makes me go out in pustules.
Yeah, I thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody. It's how I show love.
You're trying to kill me.
And yet you persist. Going in 5, 4.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight. Moving on up, the election win that experts said just couldn't happen. Hopeful or hostile? Controversy as global mega corporation Remington's Fist buys Honest Andy's Totally Independent and corners the flowered market. Top chap. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hamsleeves wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Meghan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course, we'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling party have to say on their historic victory. Coming up on tonight's National Nightly News. Seriously, that prick Blunderclatch on election night?
Yeah, Meghan's pretty pissed off too.
I'm not surprised. The bloke wouldn't know democracy if he's shutting his cornflakes.
Yeah, but he's hot though.
I suppose so, into oxygen thieves.
10 seconds, everybody. Your fragility is leaking. Going in 5, 4, 3.
But first, the votes are in and it's a decisive win for Advance. The landslide victory, with an astonishing 81% of the popular vote, is the biggest election win in living memory. Advance appealed to voters up and down the country with their bold promises of Advance's overwhelming
I thought I'd ask him about the election. Needed to fill after the ads.
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late.
Oh, I thought I'd ask him about the election.
Personally, I wouldn't try to confuse him with any big words.
That's the same policy we use with you.
I thought that was our little secret.
That's all right, he doesn't remember anything I tell him.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship.
Love you too.
Yeah.
These aren't my cards. Please tell me these aren't my cards.
No, they're the right ones, apparently.
Oh, but this gives me nothing, Jenny. They must see that.
Oh no, I think they think he won't have anything to say.
Oh, for God's sake, come on. It's a huge day. He's not an...
Absolute bonehead. I don't care, Rob. I'm not doing it. I agreed to do one beastly interview a day. I made that completely clear when we started. Check my contract.
Hi, I'm Meghan.
Oh, piss off. You're on thin bloody ice, Rob. Whole wheat, man. Whole wheat.
We're coming back from the break. Quiet in the studio.
Thank you so much.
10 seconds, everybody. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Later we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first our own culture reporter, Meghan Wolf, is here to star both stage and screen. Meghan, thank you, Jeremy. Meghan Wolf, culture correspondent, and today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare to the Shopbot films. I'm very excited to be joined today by none other than Lawrence Blundercatch. Thank you so much for coming on. Oh my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you. The thing with you today is among the greatest joys of my life. May I say how you did last as one was? Bless you. So you just finished filming your latest movie, which is called The Medicated. The Medicated, yes. Wow, what was that like? Well, as I said to Peter at the Wrap, that's Peter Jensen, the director. Do you know him? He's a wonderful chap, he really is. I've worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. And do you know what, Megan? I really meant that. Wow, that is fantastic. Am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one? Absolutely right. A scientist. Was that a challenge at all? What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Brick Man. You'll remember that was a true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others. A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but obviously who's counting? It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly. That's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece. With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you? Ah, that's a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding, giving, suffering for one's audience. I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire, the little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world. And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result? Oh, well, well, now you're asking. Historic election result, indeed. Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. But I think I've always been quite clear when it comes to politics that one should always strive to not fuck things up. Yes, well, sorry, I said fuck. I'm really, sorry. I think it was a clip from The Medicated, which opens next week around the country. Well, do tell us what's going on here. I'd be delighted. This is a really pivotal scene where my character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival. Exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
Mr. Blundercatch, Mr.
No! I'm shutting this down. What kind of operation are you?
Rob, get the car, we're out of here.
Mr. Blundercatch,
No! I'm shutting this down. What kind of operation are you people running?
Mr. Blundercatch, I understand you're upset, but we can...
You don't know the half of it.
Rob! I'll be at the Dorset. Send up a bottle of scotch and a whole ham. It's in my contract.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just had to. I had to. Oh, go on then. Say it.
What?
I told you so.
Your hair looked nice.
See, this is why you're single.
Apparently he's been drinking since lunchtime.
Christ, he's a liability at the best of times.
I know. God help whoever has to bleep this. 10 seconds, everybody.
I mean, a lawyer and a TV personality running the country. Seriously?
We've had worse. 5, 4, 3...
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advance Headquarters, where the 2 leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Shall I start?
Go for it, Pat.
Thank you all for coming, and where do I start? What a day! They said we couldn't do it. They certainly did. They use every dirty, low-down, lying, southern bastard trick.
It's very green. No, party, team spirit, all that bomb.
Swearing.
Except for the rich, for them the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shit in pants on and opening their dusty checkbook.
Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know, probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
Tomorrow you will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth or children, trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax.
So all you bastards
An incursion on personal liberties.
have got nowhere to hide. Today, we revoke your passports.
Whoa, now that is serious.
You want to leave like you threatened
They took
before
away.
you left.
They're stopping people moving. That is outrageous. Whoever and whatever they own. They can't do that.
From a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health and education. To raise the living standards of all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions. But you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret shite. So to you posh twats,
The people who pay your pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs. The people whose children you raise.
so they've got time to get even fucking richer.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your business.
Yes, here on the other
Today.
side.
We will put the wealth of this country back in order. In the hands of the people who create it.
It ends today.
It ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again. Just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance. And our apologies for the fruity language. If not,
Someone's going to be in trouble.
so as the country breaks,
That's our new government. That's all from us as we hear at the National Working News.
we'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under Advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
And we're out. Good job, everybody. Same again tomorrow. Call times are on the board. So, same old boring politics then?
Is this some weird fever dream? Am I dying now or something?
You should be so lucky. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Not coming for a drink?
Nope, got a date.
Lucky you. Try not to get murdered.
Hi, I'm world-class sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves, and I'm not fat, but you are. Don't worry, ladies. Now you can have me, Johnny Hamsleeve, right there in your lounge.
Johnny!
Match day, happy day. Me and the lads are playing away.
I'll take you through a proper match day workout with my two cracking assistants. Who knows, within a few weeks, you could be as fit as them.
What a day, in the coach cruising down the motorway. Match day, Saturday, finished with the handshakes and we're ready to play.
Did you know that fat people are less likely to laugh, marry, or live past the age of 26? These potentially true statistics are all terrifying reasons why you need to pop a bit of Johnny in your VHS slot.
Getting me a penalty. In the goal, you gotta get it in the goal. Kick the
Every exercise is recommended by sports professionals and is 72% likely to get rid of those tricky tummies and cruel cellulite.
match time. Halfway line, waiting for the whistle. So
Get match fit!
With Johnny Hamsleeves.
Teams on time, hair dryer treatment.
Celebrate the classic age of salad with this exquisite limited edition collection. My Salad Weekly. Sign up now and every week we'll send you an authentic, ethically sourced ingredient to add to your salad. Build your collection week by week and very soon you'll have a salad that really gets the lunchroom talking. From tomatoes and oils to leafy greens and lovely grains, this really is the complete collection. Every issue also comes with a companion magazine that explores the history of the art form, from the Great Balsamic Wars of 48 or Edward the Confessor's discovery of the cucumber to the man that changed the very way we see the humble salad, Julius Caesar himself. Start your personal salad collection now and we'll send you your first 3 issues. Loose Leaf, Remain, and Iceberg. Plus this exclusive lettuce fridge magnet, all for just $7.97, with free postage and packing. Order now and you'll receive this crouton display case, free. That's right, absolutely free. With a retail value of $18.99, your crunchy cubes will look their absolute carby best. But don't delay, this exclusive offer is available for a limited time.